Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Gavlar, Gavin, Gav, Gavito, many other names that I can't say on YouTube. But what I'm going to talk about today is how during the pandemic that we've got at the minute, it's 2020, it's now October, coronavirus is a big thing and is making everyone miserable. I got into a hobby that has now grown into quite a big thing. I'm really interested in it. I'm really full on deep into it. So I thought I'd make a video on how I got into it and how you should probably get into it. Now that is Warhammer 40k. Now some people are going to watch this video and be like, yeah, that is massively geeky. It is, but I think, you know, it's actually a really cool game. Like, people look at it and be like, oh, just roll and die. It's actually quite a tactical, in-depth game. And I'm really enjoying it. I only played 4 games, one remotely with my mate Matt, who we played a game over an Excel sheet. It was hard, but it worked. It took like 5 hours, but it worked, and we did it. That was his first game. But I played, 3 other real ones, got absolutely demolished in all 3 games. But I really enjoyed it, and I really want to play more. And you can see in the background there, next to my, underneath my Darth Vader there, is my army that I'm making, which I'm still collecting stuff for. And Games Workshop are bringing more stuff out as well, which is it's hard for me to choose what I'm buying and what I need and what I don't need, but which looks really cool. Anyway, so you've decided, Captain America meme, that you want to look at 40k, okay? First thing I did was when I was a kid, 40k was around, obviously, it's been around for years now, I think it's 30 odd years now or something, probably even more. When I was a kid, I saw the characters and I was like, wow, these are really cool. I used to play, well, I didn't even play, I used to collect like the old original classic Warhammer. I had like, what are they called? Something dogs, war dogs or something like that, some like Bretonian dudes. And then like 40k, I had like a starter set, it was like a $5. You got like a couple of paints and a Terminator. So I had that, and there was all these cool things. I always wanted to get the Imperial Guards, or Astra Militarum, as they're called now, because of their cool tanks and everything. But everything was just so expensive. Well, for me as a kid. You know, if something was a tenner, I was like, oh my god, I'm never going to be able to get that. It's £10. And paints and everything. So I could never really get into it. I remember I had a really cool character who is still around. It's still the same model as well. Is Ezekiel, with a big sword dude. And I was like, that's so cool. But I never actually got to play it. And none of my friends were geeky enough to play that game or were interested at all. Like, I was the only one playing video games and all that stuff. While keeping my football up to standard, my secret side of geekiness. But I'm older, I don't really care. I'm just me, I'm Gav, and I'm very geeky. My girlfriend is very like, probably would like to dismiss all of this Warhammer stuff, but it's part of me now, and I am mega deep into it. So, I was like, do you know what? I saw the Lord of the Rings figures. I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. Love the films. Reading the books. Shameful. I know. I've never read them. But I saw that they did the figures, and I was like, wow, that's. I didn't know that. That's really cool. I think it's been out for a good long time now. And I bought like the Fellowship of the Ring and some paints. I was really excited to paint Gandalf. Got him out, and I was like, oh, he's tiny. I don't remember them being that small, but painted it, and I did all right because. When I was a kid, that was horrible, and I found all these stuff, all these different paints and washes that bring out all the details of your characters, and I was really impressed with myself on how I painted Gandalf. So I was like, okay, so how does the game actually work? So what I did was I went on YouTube and basically looked at just a couple of games, and I think. I was like, what do I want to play? The Lord of the Rings or, Warhammer? It's called Age of Sigmar now, which was Warhammer, classic. Or 40k. I was like, you know what, 40k looks really cool. That's more, my kind of thing. Big monsters plus tanks and dudes with chunky armor and women with massive guns. I was like, let's have a look at that. So the number one thing you want to do is to see if you actually like it is to watch things called battle reports. Now, the guys that I'm going to shout out here are the ones that I watch who are they're funny, they make it engaging, they explain stuff, they're really cool. The first one is MWG. I can't remember what that means. Something wargaming. Miniature wargaming? I think it's that. If you look them up on YouTube, they've got loads of battle reports. They do, Age of Sigmar stuff, but they mostly do 40k. And that's where I started watching the games. There was a lot of stuff I didn't understand. I'm rolling the dice, that's AP -4. I'd be like, what? Well, what does that mean? But watching it, I kind of got the idea, and I was like, do you know what? This is pretty interesting. Another one I watched is Tabletop Tactics. The guy's from the UK, Bone on there. He's hilarious. Love that dude. He's quality. Really brings the channel to life. Another one that's really good at explaining. And I think that's where I saw like how to play 40k is 40k in 40 minutes. Because obviously battle reports, they can be hour and a half, 2 hours long. This one is cut down. All the UI, graphical interface is really good for it, and it really shows you how to play, and it's really good. So they're the channels that I watch quite regularly now when there's an army that I'm interested in, that I want to start collecting, or maybe just buy the off character because they look really cool, and see, what it's about. So that's the first thing you want to do, is to watch some YouTube videos just to see if you're interested in it. Second thing you want to do is find an army that you find aesthetically pleasing. You don't want to go, oh, what's the strongest army? Oh yeah, I'm just going to collect them. You want to find something that you're going to be interested in. So for me, it was, I chose the Blood Angels. I don't know if you can see there's a little red there. Primarily because of their HQ choices. I really liked the Tau. I thought they were really cool, but I didn't really like their HQ choices. And a HQ is like the command dude, the warlord, the big dude, or dudette, you may say, if there's a lady there. I also liked the Chaos Demons. I thought they were really cool as well. But I decided on Blood Angels because I was like, there's loads of different miniatures, and they look really cool. So this isn't my first model painted. I think I've got a lot better. So this is one of the HQs. You can see him very well. He's Chief Librarian Mephiston. I think I actually did quite good on that. I'm quite proud of him. He was one of the reasons that I chose Blood Angels. I was like, he looks quality. Some of the other HQ choices. I'm trying to think who else I've got over there. The Sanguinal. You can't see his big golden dude, golden god. But also stuff like, but these are with all Space Marine chapters. This is my Redemptor Dreadnought. Fully painted by myself. But again, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The base as well, right? Who could think that I could be so, what's the word? Not good at speaking, obviously, but imaginative in building bases and stuff. So yeah, I chose Blood Angels. I was like, right, I'm going to start collecting them. Now, here's the second thing you want to do. You don't want to go Games Workshop straight away and buy, I'm going to choose, I'm going for this army, I'm going to bang out choose. They have got some really good stuff, especially now they're bringing out all these starter boxes. But what I did was I went to eBay and I was like, right, let's just pick up a couple of Marines, so because of Blood Angels, picked up some tactical Marines, paint them up and see how they look. I bought one, stupidly, for a £5, when I could have got a lot more for that, but I didn't know the prices of anything, so I just was like, oh yeah, £5 for one, yeah, okay, cool, that sounds good. Bought it, painted it, and I was like, you know what, wow, look, alright, yeah, I'm happy, that's the army I'm going to go for. So, scoured eBay, bought loads of stuff off eBay, found some really good deals, bought some figures that were £15, I got Brother Kobola for £6. I was like, sorted, sweet. Facebook as well, even though I hate Facebook, disgusting website. their marketplace, I bought someone was selling a big box of mixed Warhammer for £15. They were like, yeah, just take it, I don't want it. I saw a Dreadnought in there, loads of Orc stuff. So I picked it up for £15. I kept, the Dreadnought, I kept some tactical Marines. There was like a Terminator unit plus a tactical squad in there, plus loads of Orcs. I sold all the Orc stuff for like 50 quid and kept, so a Dreadnought is like 30 quid. So I was like, yeah, bonus, sorted. So that's the best thing to do, is start up and, just get a couple of things. Then what you want to do is you want to build a list for your army. Now, this is where things can get a bit complicated, is you can't just go, yeah, I've got to bring, I've got a big army over there. It's probably near 3,000 points now. Is that every unit or character costs points to bring to your army. So when you play a game, you choose the game size. It could be 500 points, 1,000 points, 2,000 points, 3,000 points. Some people do like 1,750, stuff like that. So what you want to do is just start off small. Do like a 500 point army so you can play a 500 point game. And you can do that on either the official way of getting the codexes, which I'll go through in a minute, or there's an app called Battlescribe where it's got every unit, not including the new codexes that come out. That's not been updated yet, but it's a quick, easy way to get your list going. You can choose and it helps you. It's like, oh, you can't have that, can't have this, oh, but you can have this, this is how many points you've got left, blah blah blah. So that's a really good way. You only want to make it small because you want to start off on a small game. I stupidly went full in 2,000 point, had no idea what I was doing, got absolutely demolished first game, but loved it. But lesson learned. That's what I thought. Tell everyone, tell the world, Gav, about how to do it. Next thing you want to do is you want to look at the rule books and the codexes. What's a codex? A codex is a book for your army with its rules. Each army is very different. My Blood Angels are smash heavy dudes, but do have guns as well. So I bought the Indomitus box and got this lovely, humongous rule book. You'll probably see the rule book for about 30, 40 quid, and you think, geez, that's a lot for a book. It's a huge book. Okay, it goes through a lot of the lore. It's also got all of the rules as well that you're going to need for your games. Definitely needed, but you can always, if your mate's doing it, just borrow theirs or use it between a group of you. It's easy enough to do. Then you got your codexes, which is for your army. So here's the Blood Angels 8th edition. We're now in 9th edition. It's the newest edition, and the new Blood Angels Codex isn't out yet. Okay, but in here it's got everything you need to do for your army. So it's got special rules, stratagems, also got some nice pictures of what they should look like if you're a very good painter, but also got all the data sheets. I'll quickly show that show you, so for instance my character Mephiston, how many wounds has he got, how many attacks has he got, how much damage does he do, and what kind of special rules, like he's got a +5 invulnerable save, all that jazz. And then there was also, in 8th edition, Psychic Awakenings, which were extra rules for your armies, which are now gone because of the new 9th edition codexes that are coming out. So you got Space Marines and Necrons. They're the first two coming out. Necrons are another really cool army. My mate is collecting them. They've got some really cool stuff. Obviously, a Space Marine and Necron heavy at the minute, as they're the two front runners. They're chucking out loads of stuff, but there are new models coming out for all the different armies. So yeah, once you've got, I know it seems like a lot of stuff, but once you've got all that stuff, you're ready to play. And the best thing to do is just play with a mate, or there are some groups out there, and it's quite hard at the minute, especially with a rule of 6, you only allow 6 people. The guys that I play on a Monday night, I think they've stopped. I haven't played in 2 months now, I think. Because this pandemic is destroying everything, which is great. You just need a table, 60 by 40. You play it on the floor, measure it out. Do you need scenery? You can buy some. Again, Games Workshop are doing some really cool stuff with scenery and mats and making it more accessible for people to play. go halves with someone, or literally get some books, cardboard boxes. You know, that's a building. That, you know, that's a big smoke tunnel. And just do it that way. And then yeah, just get going, get playing the game, and that's the best way to learn is by playing the game. You can watch loads of videos. You're still not going to understand what you're rolling for a hit when they're strength 5 and you're toughness 7, or you'll be looking at me going, baldy fat man needs to shut up. I don't know what you're talking about. But that's how you should get started. I think it's a good way to, you know, I've played a couple of games. I've now decided, I've made a couple of lists depending on who I'm going to play. My mate is playing Tau and Necrons. So Tau are really squidgy, so I'm like, well, I'm getting some... The dog scared me. So I'm getting some big dudes to come in and hammer them up. And then, you know, the Necron dudes are quite shooty. So I'm, you know, going to try and get in there, but also try and say, hey man, thank you, sorry. And try and, you know, get in there but shoot from range as well. So I've been building different lists, got different characters, different units. I've bought some sniper scouts now, which I thought I could put into troops, but they're now elites. So I can't really use them now, but they look cool. I'm going to go see what the dog's doing. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And excuse the dog.